In the electrifying world of soccer, the transfer window is akin to a high-stakes chess game, brimming with excitement and unpredictability. This period keeps fans on the edge of their seats as rumours and speculations swirl around potential player moves. Each transfer carries a promise of transformation. A skilled striker moving to a struggling team can rekindle their fortunes, while a tactical midfielder joining a top-flight club might be the final piece in their championship puzzle. Today at Football X, we will be discussing football transfers that could change the sport we all love and send shockwaves around the world. The strategic significance of these transfers cannot be overstated. They are meticulously planned moves, often involving intricate negotiations aimed at bolstering a team's strengths or addressing its weaknesses. A well-executed transfer can shift the balance of power in leagues, turning underdogs into contenders and maintaining the dominance of the established elites. In this high-octane environment, every signing is a statement of intent, a thrilling blend of strategy, financial muscle, and the perpetual quest for glory in the beautiful game. Not all transfers are created equal, especially midway through the European season in the January window. Indeed, some moves would cause shockwaves through the game if they happen. They probably won't, but here are some that could do just that. The big one, Mbappe's contract at Paris Saint-Germain expires in the summer, and as yet, there are no signs he is set to pen a new one. The 24-year-old reportedly wants to move to Real Madrid, but is loath to do so on a free transfer out of respect for his club. So that means the January transfer window is likely to be the last chance he could do so for a fee, unless he agrees to a new deal with an achievable release clause, of course. Real Madrid are expected to make him a pre-contract offer to sign in the summer when January 1 arrives, reportedly with a 15-day deadline to accept it. Things could get messy if he doesn't, or if he does. Either way, chaos ensues for the next few months, and if he decides to move on in January for, say, 80 million euros, then he could get a shot at finally winning the Champions League with Madrid, as a player can no longer be cup-tied. However, rumour has it Liverpool also have their eyes set on Mbappe. According to reports, the Kylian Mbappe story is nearing a conclusion as the Liverpool and Real Madrid target has reached an agreement over his next move. Mbappe's future has been a major topic of this month's January transfer window, as his current contract with PSG is due to expire in the summer. After butting heads with PSG before this season, a move elsewhere has felt more likely, and Real Madrid have consistently been considered to be his most likely destination, with Liverpool constantly challenging them. Al Ittihad is making another run at trying to land Mohamed Salah in a transfer from Liverpool. Per The Athletic's David Ornstein, the Saudi Arabia Pro League club has concrete interest in signing Salah. Ornstein added, "It's unclear at this point if a deal will materialise and that Liverpool's stance remains that Salah is not for sale." Rami Abbas Issa, Salah's representative, previously dismissed reports the 31-year-old superstar was looking to leave Liverpool by noting he wouldn't have re-signed with the club if that were the case. Al Ittihad are fifth in the Saudi Pro League table and unlikely to make up the 16-point gap on leaders Al Hilal. But a January move for a major star could help their efforts. In the summer, the club made a £150 million offer to sign Mohamed Salah, which was rejected. Liverpool, with title ambitions of their own this season in the Premier League, would be foolish to let the 31-year-old leave midway through the season. But if a world record bid of £200 million were to arrive, could they really turn it down? If Salah were to leave, then Liverpool would need a replacement, and they'd have £200 million to get one. Mbappe would be a long shot, given his clear preference for joining Real Madrid. But Borussia Dortmund's Daniel Malen, Bayern Munich's Leroy Sané, and Barcelona's Ferran Torres have all been linked with a move to Anfield recently. Chelsea have been involved in internal discussions over whether to pounce for Napoli frontman Victor Osimhen. They have spent more than £1 billion in the past 3 transfer windows, so what would another £120 million be? Despite all that cash being thrown around, the Blues have struggled to land the one type of player they really need, a central striker. Osimhen, 24, is probably the best young exponent of that craft in the game today, and his goals for Napoli, 66 in 116 total games, helped them win the Serie A title last season for the first time since 1990, which is an incredible feat. The Blues have raced ahead of Arsenal in the hunt for Osimhen's signature, according to Team Talk, but they are still facing stiff competition from reigning League One champions Paris Saint-Germain as they aim to wrap up an eye-catching deal. The report suggests that the Blues are in a stronger position than their Premier League rivals after setting their sights on luring the prolific frontman, who spearheaded Napoli's Serie A title win when he bagged 26 domestic goals last season, to English football for the first time in his career. It is understood that the Italian heavyweights will only entertain selling Osimhen if his £112 million release clause is met, and paying that amount in full would result in him becoming the most expensive acquisition in Chelsea's entire history. Manchester United and Liverpool have joined the race to sign Bayern Munich midfielder Joshua Kimmich, says AS. Kimmich, 28, has spent his entire career at Bayern and is reportedly keen to find a new challenge, as he is not the preferred option in midfield for new boss Thomas Tuchel. The Germany international is yet to decide on his next step as he moves towards the final year of his contract, and has been linked with every top club in Europe, including Manchester City and Barcelona. But it now appears that United and Liverpool will be battling it out for his services next summer. Manchester City need a new midfielder as they look to set to move on Calvin Phillips, and Kimmich has fallen out of favour at Bayern under Thomas Tuchel. The 28-year-old is still one of the best in the world, and much like Germany legend Philipp Lahm, moved from fullback to central midfield to showcase his incredible versatility, something that would surely be of great value to Pep Guardiola.
Sarmiento, Ferguson must score, does score.
Brighton are aware that they may ultimately have to sell Manchester United target Evan Ferguson. It would take a transfer fee of upwards of £100 million, given the 19-year-old has just signed a new contract until 2029. But with new investor Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in to oversee Manchester United's transfer business, that shouldn't be an issue. Ferguson is considered one of the top young strikers in Europe and has been compared stylistically to Harry Kane. Iconic, given the England captain was a top target for United before he opted to move to Bayern for £88 million from Spurs last summer. He is still learning the game, but alongside £72 million man Rasmus Højlund, who is only 20, the pair could be key to getting the Old Trafford club back to the top of English football. Villa's rise to join the Premier League title race this season has been nothing short of sensational, but one surefire way to undo all that good work would be to let one of their best players join a rival. Arsenal want to move on Thomas Partey, and had a number of bids to sign Douglas Luiz rejected last summer before he penned a new contract. The Brazil international is still on their radar, and it appears that Mikel Arteta has made signing another midfielder a priority. Yes, Villa could ask for a transfer fee of around £50 million, but the upheaval would likely put the brakes on what could be a priceless campaign. Arsenal had 3 bids for Luiz rejected in September 2022, the final offer totalling around £25 million or $31.6 million. And the Brazil international subsequently signed a new contract which ties him to Villa Park until 2026. Luiz has been a key figure for Unai Emery's side this season, starting all 13 Premier League games, with Villa 4th in the table following Sunday's 2-1 win at Tottenham. Arsenal's interest remains, but they would likely have to make a dramatically improved offer to convince Villa to allow Luiz to leave in the middle of such a promising campaign. With 18-year-old Brazil striker Vitor Roque set to arrive from Atletico PR in January for a fee of €40 million, there is no money left at Camp Nou due to their continuing financial issues. That means if the club wants to bolster their struggling squad, then players will have to be moved on first. So take your pick. There are very few stars who the club wouldn't consider letting go for a massive transfer fee next month, but the most likely to raise significant funds are Robert Lewandowski, linked with clubs in Saudi Arabia, Frenkie de Jong, Manchester United, Jules Koundé, Chelsea, or Rafinha, Arsenal. With Gavi's injury keeping him out for the rest of the season, some reports have suggested that Barca will make a move for Newcastle midfielder Bruno Guimaraes. If they manage to sign anyone, it will be impressive, and it will be even more impressive if they manage to register them under the La Liga salary cap. Let us know what else you would like to see from the Football X channel, from transfers, viral news, and future football events. Thank you all for staying till the end. This is Football X. Until next time.